30 degrees outside. God, what the am I doing? I just burned 600 calories from walking. From walking, guy. 1 hour. I enlisted in the Air Force at 17. I dropped out at 15 because I didn't like school. I went to a military academy, got my high sit diploma, went from 240 to 210. And yeah, that's what I got from the military academy. I had to wait 5 more months to enlist. And I found out that I was still from 220, that I was still 40 pounds overweight. So during those 5 months, I had to drop 40 pounds. And I did it. I fasted, I ran, I exercised, and I dieted. And so after that, I went into MEPS. I didn't have any criminal record. I didn't have any medical issues. I didn't fail any exams. I didn't have any problems, no legal problems. I had my diploma ready. I was 17. And so I passed MEPS, went back to my recruiter, looked at my job list, picked my top 10 that I wanted, gave it to my recruiter, and I was good to go. And so after that, 1 month later, I get a call from my recruiter saying, hey, I got you a job. It's electrical systems. You ship out March 17. And during that time frame, that 4 months, it was December, he called me. I had to stay clean. I had to stay below the max weight. I had to have no medical issues. I had to basically be the same as I was when I first entered MEPS. If you have a rash, if you have any medical, physical things that they could see, then they might not ship you out that day. If you also don't meet the weight requirements, you also will not ship out that day. I know people personally who have not shipped out on their ship day because of those 2 reasons. And as long as you do that, with the combined no criminal records, you should be good to go. And on March 17, I was 17 years old still, and I went to basic training in Joint Base Lackland, San Antonio, Texas, with a GED. So step 1, you gotta have a mindset. You're gonna want it. You're gonna realize what you're getting yourself into. You gotta realize the lifestyle, the career training, the connections, the free money. It's not free money, but you gotta work into it. But there's a lot of benefits. Especially since I came in, that I realized is offered and that's out there for me to grab. While I was at this academy, they were preparing us to take basically the GED test. GED test holders basically came to our compound and they let us take the test. And we took the test. It was basically 6th to 8th grade stuff. We passed it. And once I graduated, they handed me my diploma. And I was good to go from there. And so I remember when my Air Force recruiter, at the time he was just a recruiter to me, he came down and he said that usually GED holders are considered Tier 2. And so Tier 2 basically means you're second in line. Kind of you're second in line. And so he was proactive, and he told us that he actually made our diploma worth a Tier 1. And so the situation with GED holders is you're going to be considered Tier 2. There is a limited amount of slots for GED holders, and you have to score a 65 on the ASVAB for you to get in for GED holders. But in my situation, my GED was worth a tier 1, and tier 1 holders have to score at least a 36 on their ASVAB. And so with that, it helped me get to the Air Force and made me basically join because I was considered tier 1. And an interesting fact, you have to be 18 with a GED to enlist in the Air Force. But again, since I was considered a tier 1, I could enlist at 17. So if you have a GED, you have to be 18, you have to score at least a 65 on the ASVAB, and you have to wait for a slot to be open for you to enlist. That's basically it. That's how I got to the Air Force with a GED. And I was the youngest guy in my flight. Matter of fact, there was one other 17-year-old, but he was born in August. I was born in October, so I'm still the youngest. Yeah, that's my story of how I got into the Air Force with a GED. Yeah, if you guys like it, I hope someone finds this informational, helps somebody. But yeah, all right. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.
I'm still 20.